reboot. Okay, so let me add Rebel Moon into our doc. I know you wanted to talk about that. Um, okay, so MCU reboot after Secret Wars. So there's a big and Den of Nerds literally just posted a video about this like 20 minutes ago talking about that there is plans for Marvel to do a soft reboot. Um, after Avengers Secret Wars, and obviously, if you guys will know, Avengers Secret Wars is going to be one of the biggest MCU projects. I think this movie, this whole Secret Wars stuff and the Battle World stuff might span probably a phase, and then after that, we're going to get probably another big Avengers movie, and then we're going to go into this new MCU. I'm gonna get my 2 cents about the reboot, and then we'll get into what Comic Cuts has to say. Obviously, one of the main reasons why they're talking about this reboot is because after Secret Wars, we're going to begin the dawn of the mutants, which is our X-Men. And apparently, obviously, right now we are not in the 616 MCU timeline, right? We're in the Earth 199999 Earth, and I believe that we are going to be going from that Earth to the actual 616 Marvel universe in live action. And I also believe that this could be happening because I think that we are going to be getting a new Iron Man, a new Captain America, and a bunch of newer characters. Because just being honest, Robert Downey Jr. is about to be 60. Chris Evans is in his 40s. He's getting up there, and so they're going to need new actors and new characters. And as much as fans hate it, you got to treat the movies like comic books. When you're doing a connected universe, you're going to have to restart. There's going to have to be new people, and hopefully at that point, fans are actually receptive, to actually seeing that. So in my opinion, is the reboot going to suck? I don't really think it is because honestly, I'm kind of at the point to where like I got to live through the greatest time for superhero movies ever. We got to witness Iron Man 1 to Endgame. Like personally, I'm good. And yes, and what would make it even better is I wish that we got to see them with the Fantastic Four and the X-Men with those actors. Obviously, we did not, but but like if they do start over softly and we get like actual like real Marvel universe with the X-Men and the Fantastic Four and the Avengers where everyone coincides in one universe, to me that's a win. And I honestly would be very excited to see how that would all work. But yeah, man, I'm not mad at that idea. I think fans are going to be pissed, but I believe that if Marvel Studios actually like ups their quality, which is happening because I don't know if you heard this Comic Cuts, but there's a big rumor going around that after that Daredevil is going to be the only MCU show that is going to stay on Disney on the
Disney Plus slate.
Yes, so basically they're going to put out all of these shows because they've already been filmed, and obviously they want to.
I hope we get Spider-Man freshman year. I want Spider-Man freshman year.
No. I'm talking about live action.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
I want What If.
Yeah, so basically the rumor is that like the animators are safe, but apparently like all the live actions, the only one that's going to be going is Daredevil, which I actually like because Daredevil is the only show that would have worked on Disney Plus from the start. So that's kind of the plan. But hey, man, I'm not against any of it. How do you feel about doing a soft reboot after like the big Avengers Secret Wars, shebang with all the characters and stuff?
I hate it. I absolutely hate it. I think that we lived through the greatest era of superhero movies, and the problem with the reboot is that once you reboot it, it's going to be compared to the first few phases of the MCU, and it's just not going to live up. I mean, it took so long in the James Bond lineage to have an actor that a lot of people really do believe was better than Sean Connery. Sean Connery Bond movies came out in the 60s. Casino Royale came out in 2006. And up until then, nobody compared anyone to Sean Connery. And I don't think that a reboot, you're going to ever have people I don't think you could recast Iron Man. I don't think you could recast Chris Evans, Captain America's Chris Evans and Iron Man's Robert Downey Jr. with anyone that is going to even be comparable. So I don't think you reboot it. I think you keep it as is. And by the way, the other reason why I think this is complete BS is because the Fantastic Four movie is set to come out like within a year or even less to Avengers Kang Dynasty, which is said to be a year before Secret Wars. So we are not getting a brand new Fantastic Four cast, and then within the next 2 years later, they're going to be like, yep, it's over. That is not happening. They want to do a lot with the Fantastic Four, and they're not going to reboot everything after introducing the Fantastic Four. It makes zero sense. It's a stupid move. What they're going to do is they're going to bring in the Fantastic Four, and after Secret Wars, we're going to get the mutants, and we're going to get the mutant saga, and I hope we get the Hickman mutant saga along with Chris Claremont. I know most people are probably going to want Chris Claremont, but Hickman is the GOAT. And listen, there's no way they're going to be like, okay, Secret Wars, that's it. And this 23-year-old kid you've never heard of is going to be the next Iron Man, and everyone's going to compare that kid to Robert Downey Jr. No way. I don't buy it.
Yeah. So when I think of soft reboot, I just think that I don't think that everything's going to change like 100%. I just think they're just going to bring back characters somehow through the multiverse or something like that to kind of fill the roles. And I just think that when it comes to castings in general in the movie business, it's hard because you have these roles that you want to live up to. And in my opinion, if you need Iron Man, then you got to get somebody to play Iron Man. There's no other way around it,
Right.
So what I mean? And that's just the sucky situation is that we got blessed with the best possible people.
Yeah. But certain characters are so difficult to cast. The best characters, and that's why they are the ultimate castings to get as actors. They're very difficult to cast for. They make a movie. Everyone's talking about that movie, and it's the role of a lifetime that will cement you in Hollywood fame forever. I think Tony Stark, Iron Man, is a very difficult character to cast, especially the way the MCU did it, because without the success of Iron Man, we wouldn't have MCU. So if they do this soft reboot, and say they do the soft reboot and they say, we're going to keep this Fantastic Four, we're going to move them from whatever number the MCU universe is to the 616, which I also don't think it's the 616 because the comics are the 616, and they can't say that X, Y, and Z that took place in the 616 comics didn't take place in the 616 live action universe. If it's the same universe, it's the same universe, period. And I think it's going to be harder to drive that point with the DCU because they are doing the same universe. I don't think with the comics, but they're doing it with games, TV shows, and movies. So it's going to be a shared universe and animated across multiple levels of entertainment rather than just movies and shows. So the DC is innovating there, and I think it's going to be difficult for the MCU to not be following form in that way.
I want to be completely honest, bro.
But I do think that with these castings, whatever movie they want to put out after Secret Wars, whoever's solo movie it is, or say it's an X-Men movie, if it's an X-Men movie, that's going to be riding on Cyclops, Wolverine, or Professor X, Magneto, whoever the case may be. There will be two guys in there that it's going to be riding on. If it's an Iron Man or Captain America movie, and that actor is going to have to be able to, carry faith on his back the way Robert Downey Jr. did. And I don't think many people, period, have the ability of doing that.
Yeah, I still don't think that if we got a new Iron Man, he would have to play as big as role as RDJ did because we'll have a Reed Richards.
That's a fair point. That's a fair
you know what
point.
I mean? And there's going to be because the way that I see it is they're going to recast these characters, but I think there's going to be other characters at the helm. If it's a new Spider-Man and all this, I think there's going to be more people. And obviously Spider-Man's Peter Parker's way easier to recast. So but as I said, they'll figure it out.